How would you, as a coach, define success?
I think that could be defined a lot of different ways. At the end of my career, I will define whether I've had success or not when I look back and I see how successful the student athletes that played for me, how they've been successful in their lives. What kind of family men are they? What kind of positivity do they bring to the workforce? Can they get a job and hold down a job? Can they be successful in their careers? Are they driven? Are they good role models in their community? I think at the end of the day, that's really what it's about.
I think it depends on the level that you're playing. So if you're coaching children, elementary school, junior high, can start to change in high school, but especially if they're just learning the sport, the definition of success is going to be not did you win, but what skill are you working on? How are you progressing? And then also look at how it's developing that child's, personality and behavior. Then once you get more serious, which usually toward the end of junior high, moving into high school, people become more aware of the desire to win, beat the other opponent. Then the idea of success is like, how many matches did you win? But it also, of course, includes how much are you improving on your skills.
I think for me, success is having our players both individually and collectively reach their goals. There's growth that takes place in reaching for lofty goals, and I guess it's my job as a coach to create an environment that fosters that growth. And I think my players are growing as players and people, then I've been successful.
Obviously, success comes on the scoreboard in terms of wins and losses. Obviously, there's a good record of that by the end of every season, but there's so many different types of successes along the way. And do I feel like you get the most out of my players and the team every year from year to year? Do we have a successful season based on injuries? So I think that's sort of a difficult question to answer other than at the end of the season, do I look back and think, like, were we successful in the wins and loss columns? And then, based on how the year went in terms of injuries and everything else, do I think we got better as a team, as a group, as a whole, and that sort of thing?
For me as a coach, success is basically we do the beginning of the season, all of their times, right? They're running. Their times have all improved throughout the season. And you have also kept them interested and want to, continue to train. So I wouldn't deem it a success if I took a minute off your mile time, but now you absolutely hate track and don't want to do it ever again, right? That wouldn't be a success for me. So time-wise, yes, I did my job, I helped you improve, but it should also be fun and you should want to do it more.
A definition of coaching philosophy?
Yes.
And just off the cuff, I would say that how a coach interacts with his or her players and how they, prepare those young people for going up against opponents, which is everything from physical as well as building like mental strength and the ability to withstand, pressures and stresses. So just an overview, I think coaches all have maybe different avenues of doing that.
I just think of every year as sort of a puzzle piece, and I recruit the best athletes that I can for each position, and sometimes players are changing positions, and it's sort of, I'm going to recruit the best athletes that I can. If I recruit a player, I want them to be here for 4 years. I'm not the type of coach that's going to sort of throw players away if I feel like I've made possibly a mistake in terms of they're not progressing as much as I would like. I work with every player that comes in and make them the best player they can be by the time that they leave. I don't have a lot of players transfer through that process. I try and really pay attention to what their attitude is like, how hard they work, how hard they're self-motivated, are they going to be a good teammate, a good person, that kind of stuff. So I guess philosophically, I'm trying to recruit players that I think that are going to work hard on their own, are going to be good teammates, and people that are going to be fun to coach for a long period of time.
So I think as pretty much every coach, you want to be the best, put the best product out in whatever whatever sport you're doing. So you want to be successful. Mm-hmm. And you want to find a way to have the students feel successful. Because success, what I've learned through coaching and teaching is it's a huge motivating factor, being successful. So really, for me as a coach, you want to find a way to help motivate the athletes. And by doing that is showing them that they can be successful. So with me, as you witnessed out there with, Sebastian, he's getting down on himself, but it's like, you've PR'd every track meet, like you're getting better, so you need to see that. So they see the success and it motivates them to, push harder, to run more, to, practice harder.
Team first, no doubt about it. Team comes first, and the team is bigger than yourself, and there's a lot of different roles and positions that go into making up a great team. But one thing is, you have to understand and learn those roles and execute the decisions and plays that come along with those roles. But you also have to have 100% buy-in to what you're doing.
My philosophy is that we will work as hard as we possibly can, be as passionate as we possibly can, be as coachable as we possibly can, and be as unselfish as we possibly can. And if we can do all of those things and work towards a common goal, that's what my philosophy really is about. My philosophy is about building culture more than it is about what kind of offense we run, what kind of defense we run. The main reason, if I was going to tell you, well, why are we successful? We're successful because we have a great culture. And we do that by getting great people to buy into a vision. So it's hard to put into a few words, but it's really about, if I was to put it into a few words, it's about how we operate on a daily basis.